Winter can often be a difficult time of year for a lot of people. It's been dark, it's very cold, and typically around the month of January into February, especially if you live in the northern hemisphere like Alaska, you tend to feel maybe even a sense of irritability. You have trouble getting out of bed, you feel a little more lethargic, perhaps it's hard to feel motivated, and you want to kind of linger around rather than doing a yoga practice. So I want to share this little practice with you that you can start even when you're in bed, and I recommend doing some of these postures daily if you can. So whether that's in bed, on your yoga mat, or when you're out at, in your day, or you're at a desk and work, sitting in a chair, these are all things that you can try to integrate into your day. So one of the things that we want to think about is opening up the heart and the chest. You want to open up space so that you can breathe and radiate energy. Okay, so we'll start down on the floor. And when you're on the floor, you can have your head, back, and neck on the floor and bending at the knees. You could let your arms be by your sides or rest them on the belly. Take a cleansing breath into your nose and then let it go. Okay, one more time. Breathe in. Let it go. And as you're resting here, observing your breath, slowing it down, feeling the rise and fall in your belly. Maybe you notice where the back of the body meets the floor. And then when you're ready, pull your knees into your chest. You might rock side to side. And when you come into this pose, sense and feel how the back of the body, maybe even the tailbone, feels on the floor. You can always separate the knees so you can make room for your upper body if you'd like. Gentle movement, maybe hands come to your knees and you rock the knees side to side. Going the other direction. Okay, now take your hands to the knees, but keep your feet together so you start to move into this butterfly shape. And as you press the knees away from you, your elbows begin to straighten, and then the knees will draw together back towards the body. Opening the knees, moving away from the body, and then they come back together, but the feet always are staying together. Now, this is up to you how it feels. If it doesn't feel good, then don't do it. This is an exploration to sense and feel into the body. Begin to go the other direction. And pulling the legs back in. Roll at your ankles, moving your toes. Going the other direction. Okay, now begin to take your legs towards the ceiling. As you send the legs up towards the ceiling, maybe your arms come by your sides. You can turn up your palms. Point and flex at your feet. You can feel the back of the legs, the front of the legs. And then now allow the legs to be here, extended up into the air. Maybe they feel almost weightless and you can sense the blood draining down the legs into the upper body. And then slowly pull the legs back in, rocking one more time, side to side. And then start to roll onto your side. Once you make it onto your side, you can start to sit up. And maybe you come into a seat. You could sit up on top of something like a block, a blanket, or your pillow. And then take your hands to your knees and start to move through a seated cat-cow, drawing the chest forward and back. Maybe even allowing your head to move with the rhythm of your breath. So then now you can extend through your spine. Take your left arm to the side. Inhale, reach your right arm up. And then exhale over to the side. Pull your elbow, your shoulder back. Maybe your hand comes to the back of your head. If you feel stable here, take your other hand to the outside of your ribs. Breathe into that hand. Expanding breath into the side of the body. Releasing that hand, your inhale guides you up. You switch sides, extend your right arm out to the side, lift the left arm up and overhead, keeping your left sit bone rooted down. Pull the shoulder back, opening the heart across the front of the body. Maybe hand to the back of the head. Your right hand may come to the outer rib cage, breathing into the ribs, the bones. And now release that hand on your next inhale. Start to rise up. And then taking your right hand to the outside of the left knee, extend through the crown of your head, breathing in tall. Exhale, twisting. You could look over the back shoulder. And release, switching sides. When you do the seated twist, lengthen through the spine and then twist. Once you find your way in the twist, explore the breath, maybe even in the back of the body or between the shoulders. And exhale, release. Okay. And now extend the legs out in front of you. Once you extend the legs out in front of you, take your hands behind you, the fingers pointing away from your body. Draw your shoulders onto your back and lift up with the heart. Press through the soles of your feet. You may feel the back of the hamstrings lengthen, and maybe even tilt the head slightly back. The breath expanding in the back of the body all the way up into the heart, the chest. And then exhale, release. Nice. And now go ahead and swing your legs around, and you're going to come into this tabletop shape. Once you make your way into a tabletop shape, your knees are about hip width distance apart. The hands are underneath your shoulders. Exploring movement here as you lift your tailbone, lift your chin. Exhale, rounding, tucking your tailbone, tucking your chin. And continue exploring your movement here. If it feels better for you to be in a seat or a chair doing your seated cat-cow, that's also an option. Now begin to sit back towards your heels into child's pose, Balasana. Your knees can go out wide if that feels comfortable, and then the upper body can come down forward. Mindful that your head is resting on something. If it's not the floor, then you have your head on a block or a blanket. We'll be here for about 30 seconds or so, so you can also take a pillow or a bolster blanket and allow your upper body to rest up on it. So maybe even bringing the earth up to you, if that feels better. And allow your breath to fill the back of the body. The back of the heart. Okay, begin to slide forward onto your stomach, and you're going to come into a pose called Sphinx with the forearms on the mat. Lengthen through the crown of your head. Your pelvis is pressing down. If you'd like to make this a bit more restorative, you can also take a blanket or a pillow underneath your rib cage. A few more breaths here. In and out of the nose. On an exhale, lower down to the floor and taking a crocodile shape, perhaps stacking the forearms or turning your head to one side. I personally enjoy taking my arms by my sides and letting my head relax on the floor. If you'd like, you can even bend at your knees and lift your feet up. Bringing your awareness to the sensations inside the body. Maybe you feel your belly breathing against the mat or the heart beating. Begin to roll over onto your back from here. Finding that pose that you started in. And maybe you observe how you feel different. Note the changes, your experience. And we'll take a brief Shavasana. Shavasana is important because this is when you embody your experience in the deeper layers of the body, the cells. You can extend your legs down the mat. Perhaps your arms are by your sides. Maybe your eyes close down or you have something over the eyes. You begin to surrender the body, surrender your muscles, your bones, your joints, the support of the earth holding you here. Breathing in and out. Note where the back of the body makes contact with the floor. The back of the legs meet the floor. The back of arms meet the floor. The pelvis meets the floor. Shoulders meet the floor. the back of your head meets the floor. Your whole body resting here. And begin to notice the sounds you can hear. Observe the rise and fall of your belly, the experience of your breath. And begin to deepen the breath. You can make movements to wake up your body. The head may rock, hands, feet. And when you're ready to come out, you can bend your legs, roll onto your side. Start to sit up. And take a brief moment to pause here. Maybe one hand over the heart, the other on your belly, or palms can be together, and honor yourself for slowing down. Honor yourself for showing up, breathing, moving with intention, and embodying wisdom, embodying resiliency, compassion, and love. Thank you for letting me guide you in this beautiful practice of yoga in honor of all that we are, all that there is. Om Shanti, wishing you peace. Thank you.